Obviously, it is a huge honor to have on a presidential candidate and a good friend of ours now. We're hanging out with him, Senator Barack Obama. Hello, Senator. Hello, Senator. Great to have you back on WIP in Philadelphia.
It's good to have you. It's good to be here. What's going on?
Well, Senator, I want to talk some sports with you, and I think you got an issue with the Pennsylvania sports fans that we got to get fixed, and that is you actually bowled a 37, and a lot of bowlers are a little concerned.
Well, now, what can I tell you? First of all, no excuses. I don't believe in excuses. I was terrible. Point number two, though, I do want to make sure that people understand that I only bowled 5 or 6 frames, so I think that I would have had at least a 60.
That's hell of a bunch.
But by the time this thing was all over, I mean, you know, folks, I think that's been misreported and badly distorted in the press.
All right, Senator, let's get then. You do play a lot of basketball. In fact, I was talking to somebody on your staff yesterday that said you play pickup basketball a lot with Senator Casey. Is that correct?
We played twice on a bus tour. We played over at Penn State, and we played up in Johnstown. And you know, Casey's got a little bit of game. He's Mr. Fundamental. You know, he boxes out. You know, the outlet pass. I don't know how much he scored, but he was a great teammate to have. He was solid.
All right. Well, there's a great story that I need to hear about your wife Michelle and how she got her brother, who's now the head coach at Brown, to play pickup with you so that she could learn more about your character. Could you tell us a little bit about what she found out?
Well, you know, her brother was a great basketball player, and he played in Europe a little bit. I think he's the 4th leading scorer in Princeton history. So he takes his basketball seriously. So when we were dating, she had him take me out for a little pickup basketball just to check out to see if, you know, I'm one of these guys who passes the ball or takes a lot of bad shots. And apparently I passed the test because she kept on going out with me.
All right. You do
you
learn.
know, I didn't realize I was under that kind of pressure. Otherwise, I might have choked.
You know, that's a great answer. All right. Now, one thing that floored us here, Senator, was that I assume coming from Illinois that you were a huge Michael Jordan fan, but your hero was Dr. J. Is that correct?
Dr. J was my guy. I mean, look, Dr. J, I had a poster of him up in my room when I was 11, 12 years old. So, you know, that was my guy. Now, by the time I got to Chicago, though, Jordan, you know, what can you say about him?
Right.
But you know, he was sort of the new and improved version of the Doctor.
All right.
But the Doctor was the original, and I had some of those Dr. J sneakers, and I can't say I had the Dr. J haircut. I never had the afro. Never went out that far, and my jumping skills were definitely not the same.
All right, Senator, this is as hard a question as you'll ever get on the political campaign trail. All right, here it is. You can be today, I can give you one of these two. You can either be President of the United States or Dr. J in his prime. Which would you pick?
Well, I think the Doctor. I mean, I think any kid growing up, you know, if you got a chance to throw down the ball from the free throw line, that's better than just about anything.
That's awesome. All right, now I wanted to get a little bit into the whole issue of the steroids because that's a big part of what we talk about here at WIP. And Al, you brought this up before. Why don't you ask the Senator?
Yeah, I was wondering. This is Al Morgan. I'm one of the co-hosts. There's no such thing as a minister of sport or anything with the steroid issue and all the stuff with sports with the cable. Is there any reason to believe we need some kind of mechanism to avoid the Senate or the Congress dealing with these issues in sports?
Well, I got to admit, look, I want to make sure that we clean up sports, and it's, it is a stain on the game if you have a sense that people are cheating. But on the other hand, I really think that we can have a situation where sports is self-policing. I'm not sure that I want Congress to be spending a bunch of time investigating steroids, because we've got a war. We got two wars going on. We've got an economy that's collapsing, and it seems to me that the commissioner of baseball, or the folks who are in charge of the Olympics, that they should be able to handle this thing in a proper way. And my disappointment is just to see that the league, baseball in particular, didn't take this on sooner in a more serious way. I think the NFL has done a better job on it, and that tells me that if you crack down on these folks and you lay down the law in a serious way, that you can get control of this thing. And that's, I think, the right way to handle it.
When we had you on before, Senator, I never really got around to ask you about the NCAA tournament, which I know you're enjoying, although I can't see how while you're on the campaign trail. But you, in your pool, you got 3 out of 4 right. Is that correct?
I got 3 out of 4 right. I got to say, I did not think Memphis was going to make it all the way, because I thought these guys couldn't make the free throws, and you figured there was going to be a close game somewhere. But I tell you what, when you're up 20, I guess it doesn't matter. They look great. This kid, Derrick Rose, who's out of Chicago, is, I think, playing as well as any guard in the country.
In your original pool, you had Pitt as the 4th team. Did you pick them for political reasons, Senator?
I did not. I picked them because they were looking hot coming out of the Big East, and they let me down. I don't know what happened. So that busted that part of the bracket.
All right, Senator, this is the hardest question that I will have to ask you, because this is critical to everybody listening to this station right now. You have been across this strait many times, okay? I got to know who you like more, the Eagles or the Steelers. This is really important to our Philadelphia audience, Senator.
Well, here's the truth, because I'm a straight-talking politician.
Right.
When I was a kid, I was a Steelers fan. Because we didn't have a football team in Hawaii where I was growing up, and this is right when Franco Harris and Bradshaw and Lynn Swann and Stallworth were all playing. So those were my guys. But lately, I have been rooting for the Eagles because McNabb comes out of Chicago. Played at Mount Carmel, which is right down the street from my house, and so I was disappointed when they went to the Super Bowl and didn't close it out. But look, I mean, the fact is, this is all secondary because I'm a Bears guy, and Bears fans really don't root for anybody else. What can I tell you?
Senator, you know what a pleasure it is for us. I can't thank you enough for doing this. And if you ever want to call us again, we'd love to have you.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Talk to you soon.
Senator Barack Obama.